Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. Today's gonna be a story time. I was kind of contemplating on whether or not I wanted to do like a try on haul, but I think I'll say that for next week. I think I'll just say for next week because I've been wanting to do this story time for so long now. I know it's been like a couple of months, but I've been wanting to do this story for a while now. So if any of you guys have seen like my previous story times, you know, like every time I work like in a job that involves being in a warehouse, it's always some drama. It's always somebody. It's always that one person or a few people being weird. It's always something that it's like I constantly have to deal with. And I always be asking myself, like, why me? Like, all I'd be doing is just chilling, minding my business. Why do people always want to bother me? Why do people always want to be weird? And so this isn't like the job that I'm currently at now, but it was a job that I had been working to try to make extra money, like kind of like part-time. It was like full-time, but part-time or whatever, just over peak or whatever. I just wanted to make some extra money. And so I had applied through like this little temp agency to, well, I'll say it, I don't care, to this Ulta warehouse, Ulta distribution center. And so this job was all the way out in PA. I'm trying to, was it Chambersburg? I'm trying to think of what part of PA. I forgot. That's crazy. It had to have been Chambersburg. It had to have been. It had to have been. Okay. So yeah, so this place was all the way out in Chambersburg. So of course, that's a lot of time and effort and gas that I have to put in to get to this job. But with the money, you know, it was worth it. That's until they started slowing down. But just going in, I just expected like I'm just gonna blend in, like I'm not gonna, ain't nobody gonna notice me. But I know a lot of y'all or just people in general probably look at me like, girl, the way you be dressed, the way you be looking, you cannot blend in. And I had to remind myself that at times because this is just me, like but whatever. I just decided, like, you know, I'm gonna only be here for a couple of weeks, like maybe a month or two. I'm gonna rack these coins up and then I'm out. So as usual, weird people. I feel like that's everywhere you work, especially in the warehouse, you know, field. I wasn't trying to make no friends. I wasn't trying to do nothing. I was just trying to make my money and go home. And you had some people that were friendly. You had some people that were cool. It was a lot of that were temps like me, and they was real chill and laid back. Some of them were permanent. Some of them were coming on permanently. Some of them were temps or whatever. Some was cool, you know. Some was cool. Sometimes I'll see them next week, and sometimes they be gone. That's how it works with some temps. I know because I ended up leaving a little early because it was just too much. It was just a little too overwhelming as far as the environment and as far as like the energy everybody was giving off towards me and stuff like that. And you know what? A little tiny bit of it might have been in my head a little bit because of my severe anxiety, and I'm not good with being around people because I'm tired of people being weird and starting trouble with me and causing all these problems. So yes, I don't want to be bothered. I'm sorry. So it could come off like standoffish at times, but really I'm just like, I don't got time for the drama, and you shouldn't either, weirdo. Anyway, so first week or whatever, it started out pretty cool. I think the first week we really wasn't doing much. It was just more so like orientation training and stuff like that. So the first day that I had showed up, excuse me, it was my first day. It was like a week after, maybe probably a couple weeks after. It was probably a couple weeks after I had did the interview and, you know, the orientation and stuff with one of the people in HR and everything. So I finally showed up on first day. I get there. Of course, I don't have a badge yet or anything, so I can't just scan in. Of course, I have to wait for somebody to answer the door for me or whatever. And, you know, I'm thinking they're going to answer the door because how am I supposed to get in? So I'm like knocking on the door, or I'm trying to scan in or buzz in, but it's not letting me. It's a bunch of people, mind you, because I mean, I'm pretty sure I figured I wouldn't be the only person there on my first day. So it's like, I would say maybe 5 to 10 people that's sitting in chairs, like right near the door, right near the exit. And I remember, because that's where like the lockers and everything was. And then they had their offices. They had like asset protection offices and stuff like there. And then we have this again. Okay. So I'm just like, I'm trying to knock on the door. I'm thinking like, why isn't nobody answering the door? Which for security reasons I can understand, but personally I just feel like that's a little rude. If somebody's trying to get in and you know they don't have a badge or anything and they're new and they're supposed to be getting in, like why not get the door? Why not? I don't know. But kind of looking back, they do have, I guess it is for security reasons, so everybody and their mama can't just be walking up in there. So I guess you have to wait for like AP or asset protection or whatever to walk to open the door, because I guess they do the security and do everything. So I was like, okay, that was a little weird, but I said I kind of, looking back, I can see why it's kind of security purposes and stuff like that, but that was a little weird. So anyway, you know, I sit down or whatever, I take a seat. Like I said, it's more than 5. It had to been close to 10 people that were starting the same night as me. So I sit down, you know, I got my cute little outfit, and I think I'm gonna insert on the side my little fit, because I did a little fit check or whatever. I was looking good, of course. This is me talking about. All right, let me stop playing. I'm playing too much. Okay, but anyway, so I had a cute little fit on, whatever. With me, I know a lot of people be complaining and say like, I want to get dressed up for work. I wouldn't be doing all this, whatever. Like, it's not, you know, and I'm going to get to that. Because these girls at Ulta were so freaking weird. They were so weird. They were weird. They were weirder than the chicks at Macy's. They were weirder than the chicks at FedEx. They were weirder than the chicks at Tractor Supply. They were weirder than the chicks at Amazon. Like, they were so freaking weird, bro. So, yeah, so I was real dressed up. I probably was dressed up, but that's only because I expected to be like trained. I didn't expect to be there the whole night. And I actually, I wasn't there the whole night. I was only there for a few hours. We all were there for just a few hours because it was just training hours, at least for the first night. So, but I said, you know, we ain't gonna be doing too much. You know, let me just put my little cute little outfit on. Let me do my little shimmy 1 2 and then keep it moving. So, you know, I look cute. I had my hair done. I had my little natural hair done. I had those bangs hanging down, looking good, bust down, and you know, I was looking real cute or whatever. So I ain't trying to brag or nothing. I ain't, you know, but you know what the problem is? I don't brag enough. I'm a little bit too humble, and I don't be putting my foot on people's neck enough. You know, so I plan on changing that this year. But I'm still be humble, but I'm still let you know what time it is. But anyway, you know, I was looking real cute, as always, looking cute. Just chilling, just trying to get the feel of the job and everything. And that's when the dude that had, well, I don't want to say dude, but because when he was at the orientation and interview, when he was talking to me, it's clear that he was transitioning. He didn't get into all that. That's his business. That's his personal business. I don't get into all that. I didn't know what he or she identified as, but it was clear that they were in some sort of transition, whether they had already transitioned or they were in the process of transitioning. But I do know that he don't get on me in the comments. He said his name was Katie or something like that. I forgot. But he turned out to be weird too. He was so nice during the orientation and the interview stuff. But I guess that's how a lot of the managers and people in HR, but once they get you in, it's like, all right, we don't care about you no more, girl. Bye. Like, we don't care. So, but I would see him. Okay, we won't get into that. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So anyway, we're going through the whole process or whatever. And then the guy that had, you know, been to our interviews and our orientation, he pretty much is just introducing us to the people that are going to be training us. So these people have been there permanent. Of course, they work there like full time. They're regular people, regular colleagues. And he introduces us to the people that are going to be training us. And I guess they were trying to break it down little by little. So I would say, let me think back. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might have been 6, at the most 6 trainers that they had. And they were all female, of course, surprisingly. As if I don't have enough issues with females. Let me stop putting every female in the same category. It's just y'all, all my girlies that be going through it, that really people be starting trouble with y'all, y'all know what I'm talking about. It is what it is. Call a spade a spade. I don't really care at this point. If you feeling certain, oh well, it's not directed towards you. Like, you know, if it don't apply, let it fly. But anyway, and I could just tell off the bat the way, because those trainers, they not only did the people like that were on the, you know, that were getting trained with me that night staring me down, but those trainers were staring me down. Like all those girls was just looking at, I could feel every time I would look over, because, you know, I had to get acquainted. I'm not the type that's gonna like, if I don't like you or whatever, or we're not cool, like if I feel like you trouble or something, I'm gonna stay away from you. But if it comes to doing a job or doing what I need to do, I'm not gonna shy away from anything. And I'm the shyest person there is. I got so much anxiety. Like you would think I'm just like the meanest person, but I'm really just, I got my own stuff going on in my mind. But when it comes to getting the job done, we're here to train. I'm not here for all that drama or none of that foolishness. So I kind of just, I'm used to it. I'm used to those little weird looks from other females and stuff like that, whether they're younger, the same age, older. I'm used to it. So after a while, you just, I don't know. I don't know what you want. I don't know. I don't care. So they would not take their eyes off me. They just would be, they'd be talking and looking or whatever, but occasionally they glance over and stuff like that. And I was just like, maybe I'm dressed. They probably just like, why the fuck she's, okay. Why is she so dressed up or whatever? Like who she thinks she is or whatever. Because I guess the way I look, it can kind of give off that. But baby, I'm in my own lane. I can't help I can't help I'm cute. I can't help I'm cute. We can all be cute. You can be cute too. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure y'all, you know, it was weird, but whatever. So night goes on, I'm getting trained and stuff like that. I'm getting weird looks all night. And of course, this could be my anxiety. I do take medication, but you know, it could be my anxiety and stuff like that. But at the same time, let's be real. You know, when people are staring at you, when you getting eyes and getting looks all the time, like that's just, I'm just used to getting that all the time. And although some people will be comfortable with it by now, I'm not. I'm in a different mental state than other people are. So some people may enjoy that attention and like it, but I don't. I got enough PTSD, enough trauma, enough drama that I had with people. I don't want to be around that. I'm sorry. Like, it's the reason why I don't hang around people and deal with people like that. It's too much. So, just all night, I'm just getting dirty looks from these girls or whatever. I wouldn't even say not all the time dirty looks, because some of them would speak. Sometimes some of them would be friendly and everything. And I think that the issue is with some females, they will make an effort to talk to you or be nice to you or whatever, but it's only so far that they're going to go, at least with certain people. And I think they just figure like, oh, like, well, we talked to her, we said hello to her or whatever, you know, the ball's in her court now. You gonna say hi, like you gonna be like weird, like whatever. And I guess once I started, because I stay to myself and I'm so shy and I'm used, like I said, I've been through a lot of stuff. Like some of those story times, that ain't even half of the stuff I've been through. I just try to shorten it down as much as I can. I can't even begin to tell you how many stories and interactions I've had with people just being straight up weird. And I don't even have to do nothing to them. It's really sad, like when you think about it. So of course that's gonna stress you out and make you want to shy away from people, because who wants to deal with that? And I don't deserve to be treated like that. I'm not treating you like that, so why are you treating me like that? So anyway, I guess after a while, the energy started to shift between some of them. But actually, at the same time, I can understand, because they trainers and you managers or whatever, you can't expect them to have the same attitude. At the end of the day, they're trying to get you in here. They're trying to get you to do your job. They're trying to make sure that you're comfortable as possible. And once they feel like you got the hang of it or you can do whatever you can do, they gone. Yeah, we'll see each other, you know, now and then we'll see each other in passing. If you need anything, okay, cool. Because that was their job, to help us, to train us. But yeah, so as time goes on, you know, same trainers and stuff I would see, and it would be a few of them. They would just be like staring at me, like they would be, you know, I feel like, I don't know. Like they, you know, and they would be getting dressed up too. Like they're pretty, you know, they was pretty girls. Like I'm not no hater by any means. Like I feel like, I see personality before looks, to be honest. Like But yeah, they all were pretty girls. They dressed up, they had their hair all done and getting their nails done, looking cute. I said, okay, yes, like that's cute. um and just because I don't tell you that, or I'm not all in your face or whatever, kissing your tail or whatever, doesn't mean that I look down on you or anything. It's just I don't know you and you don't know me. So it's I don't know. I just felt like this energy, this weird energy, it just started shifting. And it's like, I'm not even permanent. I'm only here for like a month or so. No, probably no more than a month and a half. Like, I'm not going to be here long. So, um, it started turning it from saying hello, saying hi and stuff, to just mean mugs or just looking at me funny. Or I would just be working in my cubicle and they would just be walking by, which it happens. I feel like you're going to glance at people. You look around, you're observing things happen. But it was just like, it was the all the time thing. And then it would be another set of group of girls. They believe it. Even though I know I look young for my age to be 29, it was a group of girls, you could tell they were younger. Like, they looked like they were older than me, as far as like having like more of a figure, being more curvy and stuff like that. But they could have been either around my age or they were younger. They look, young at the same time, if that makes sense. So every time I would come in for get ready for startup or going to get my gun, my scan, not the glizzy, not that kind of glizzy, not that kind of glizzy. I'm talking about a scanner, like the scan to do your job. But yeah, so every time I would go to get a scanner, go check in to see where I'm gonna be at for the night, those group of girls, those younger girls would come in a little bit later. And once again, they're pretty girls. They're not addressed. They're cute. Like, they're drawing attention to themselves. It's obviously guys looking at them, stuff like that. I don't care. I'm married. I don't need your. I really don't need your attention. It's fine. I'm good. I'm not coming here for all that. I'm not. It's not a competition. I'm not. And I think some people get that confused when it comes to work. Like, I don't think any of them knew I was married, well, except this one dude that was trying to holler at me, but I had to shut that down quick. We're gonna get to that probably in another maybe not really. He's not really relevant. He's not really relevant. He was just like a little whatever. But yeah, I had to shut that down. So other than that group of girls, they would just always be looking at me, just just staring at me or whatever. Kind of, I wouldn't say they were too loud, but at the same time, they kind of were loud. And sometimes when I didn't feel like walking all the way to my car, I would be in the break room and there would be a whole group of them just laughing, being loud, talking or whatever, and doing all this stuff. And I could just feel them looking at me. I could feel them watching me, like the same group of girls every single time or whatever. And I feel like they might have wanted to be like, get to know me or be my friend or whatever, because I feel like a lot of girls do that, but they're low-key a little bit intimidated, or they may get a different vibe off me. I'm not sure how you can get a mean vibe off of me, because it's like they think you mean, and then when you're nice to them, they still act weird. So it's like, at this point, the problem is you. The problem ain't me. I can't kiss your tail. I can't make you think or feel any kind of way that you want to think. That's on you. I don't care at this point. At least in 2026, I don't care anymore. I don't have any, whatever. But and it was another, like, one of the trainers that I mentioned a little while back or whatever, that were introduced to us on our first day of training and everything. It was a pretty little black girl. She was pretty. She had to have been a little bit older than me. I would say she probably in her early to mid 30s, but pretty. Hair always done. She got cute little outfits on. And I think, what's it? I had my waist beads before that, but once I saw her wearing her waist beads around her she had these cute little high waist jeans on, and she had like a cute little sweater. I think it was a sweater, a little a crew neck, like a little pullover or whatever, and she had her little waist beads on her, and I was like, oh my goodness, she wear waist beads too, so I could wear mine. It's like, so that's why I started wearing my waist beads to work, because I was like, oh my goodness, we could wear waist beads and stuff like that. I said her outfit is cute or whatever, I feel like she wanted to get to know me and be my friend too, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like I said, I'm shy, and I have so much anxiety and so much going on in my brain, and still have a lot going on. So it's not that it could come off standoffish to some people, but we all been through stuff. I feel like mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like I done been through it all. So I feel like most people I don't know, maybe some people choose to bond, like trauma bond or bond through other ways and stuff like that. And I'm not used to having people to bond with. And if I do, the bond won't last long. Cause so, you know, it's not so much that I'm holding back, but at the end of the day, you still have to have some type of guard up when it comes to people, because everybody does not have the same intentions that you do. My intentions are pure all the way around. I'm not gaining anything from this. I'm not benefiting anything from being weird to you or whatever, or acting like that. I'm going to be the same person that I always am. I'll open up to you when the time comes, when I get to know you, but I don't know you. And some females and just people in general, they just don't understand, because they don't, you know, we think the same. We different people, whatever, and that's fine. But, you know, don't make me feel bad because I don't act the way you do or operate the way that you do. We two different people, two different lanes, two different people, two different lanes. So, I feel like it was a lot of the girls that wanted to kind of get to know me or be nice, but something was just holding them back. I don't know what it is. I'm not the type of person to say people are like jealous of me or stuff like that or hating. I don't really know like what the issue was. I don't know what could have caused that, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's weird. And it kind of just be making me, it kind of just gives how it kind of was when I was at Macy's and how at, you know, just all those other places that I just worked at. Just too much drama with some females. I just don't have time for it. But I just started noticing like a lot of them would be doing like little weird stuff to kind of get my attention or bother me. And not to keep talking about Macy's or whatever, because ugh. But anyway, when I was at Macy's, I would have girls that did not like me, that would be starting trouble with me, as I said before, and especially my other story times. And they will be doing weird stuff to just try to get attention, just try to be seen, try to be noticed. It's like, girl, if you just want to be my friend or just want to come over and just say hi, just say it. But all this extra stuff, it doesn't make me look weird. It makes you look weird. And the crazy thing is that you have it in your brain that you're not being weird right now, but you are. So at Ulta, when I was there for the time being, those girls would be doing the same thing. Mind you, most of these girls are a little bit older than me. Even if they weren't older than me, it's still like, when are you whores gonna grow up? I hope you two don't snatch me, but it is what it is. Because when are y'all gonna grow up? That's not how you meet people. That's not how you get to know people. That's not how you get the attention that you want. It's not gonna get you anything. And if anything, that's gonna turn me away from you. I don't like girls that are, you can be loud. I have a little loudness to me too. We all got a little bit of ratchetness and craziness to us. But when you're being loud or being extra, when you're trying to get attention, you're just being like, you're doing it just being weird. You're doing it to get some satisfaction out of it, some attention out of it. That's when I have a problem with it, because you're not being yourself. Or maybe that is yourself. Maybe you feel like you need to do that to get attention and stuff. And I've had girls do that at Macy's and everything. And it's like, what do you want from me? You start in trouble, you're being weird, you're doing all this extra stuff, and you're trying to get my attention, you're trying to get on my nerves about, like, what are you doing? That's all that's doing, is making me stay away from you. It's not going to make me gravitate or, ooh, I want to get to know you. No, that's going to turn me away from you. I don't like extraness. I don't like people who feel the need to do stuff to get attention. I don't. That's why I'm by myself. That's why I don't have friends. And half of the time I get tired of Jordan, so I'm not pressed for no attention as far as that. But, you know, and that's what these girls at Ulta would do. Is this, like that girl I told you, she was one of the trainers. I felt like she wanted to get to know me and be friends with me, but like I said, something was holding her back. Something was holding all of them back. And I get it. You don't know people. You got to ease into it. That's fine. But you got to go about it the right way. And I think some girls, the way I carry myself, the way I move, everything I do, I just do it differently than the average person would. But I'm sorry, I'm different than you. I'm, you know, and not saying like I'm above or better. I'm saying I operate a little bit different than you. I'm a little bit more reserved. I'm an introvert. It's very hard to just go to work or just go to the store or get some gas. Like, just anything, even to just record or just take pictures and stuff. It's a lot. It drains your social battery. I don't care if I took off 3 days from work and I was able to be in the house all day long, just charging myself up, just charging my mental up, charging my social battery up. I could go to work or go out for like half a day and my social battery will be drained just like that. Because I'm an introvert. I'm not, I can come out of my box and come out of my shell when need be, but for the most part, I'm just chill and laid back. And half of the stuff y'all are doing, whether young or older, I'm already done at a young age. That I already got the stuff out of my system. I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to do anything. I already did what I need to do. So I feel like it's just a misunderstanding as far as how I carry myself and how I act. But at the same time, I can't and I will not change who I am, because I'm a lady first before anything. I know I'll always be talking about how I'll be ready to slap somebody and knock somebody upside their head, which I will if need be. However, as far as how I present myself and carry myself, that's just me. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm not bougie. I'm not high maintenance. I'm low-key like a tomboy at heart. I just like being cute. I just like being me. I just like being in my own lane. That's Courtney. That's me. So, but like I said, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of farther out of the story. But the girl that, she seemed like she wanted to be cool with me or whatever, but it's just like she would just give off weird energy. Like I said, the side eyes, and not just her, but other girls too. Just the side eyes, the kind of looking all funny, the being loud every time I came around. Oh my God! Oh no! Just stop! And I was just like, we can't be friends. I'm sorry. I cannot do it. I cannot. I'm sorry. It is no shade to anybody. If you are goofy or whatever, or you're loud, I can be a little loud and goofy and crazy too. But it's just, I could, as someone who has extreme anxiety and stuff, I can sense when people's energy is like genuine or when it's not. Like I learned to just listen to my gut from now on. Like I can't, because every time I go against it, I prove myself wrong every time. So I can just tell when people do stuff for attention and when people just want to be seen. And I was just like, yeah, it ain't even the fact that you loud or doing all that. It's the fact that it's the time and a place for all that. And I don't care. It ain't even that loud in this warehouse. You do not need to be screaming that much. You do not need to be jumping and hollering, acting a fool. Ulta is not the place to be doing it for. And we ain't even getting free stuff like like we ain't even getting stuff like that for you to be jumping and bumping and yelling and doing whatever you're doing. That's too much. No. So I was just getting a vibe like and it was just bringing me flashbacks to when I was at Macy's, and I was just like, ugh, that mess is draining. That drains your social battery as well. Like, everybody ain't for you though. So fast forward, I would say like probably a couple weeks later, I'll be coming in. Of course, I'm dressed up. You see me doing my fit checks and stuff, being at work. I feel like if I'm gonna be somewhere all day, or I'm gonna be somewhere all night, and I have to be at work or something, I feel like when you dress up and even if it's just some little flare leggings and a little cute little zip jacket or whatever, just something cute or whatever you can wear, like what I got on now. Like I got on something just simple because I didn't feel like dressing up for this story time. But yeah, just something cute, and you want to dress up and look cute or whatever. Or you might be having a bad day. You might be having a bad week. You might be struggling with something mentally, financially, whatever. So, but whatever people do, whatever they decide to dress up or do with their hair, do with their makeup, do with their clothes, that's their business. That's not for you to try to force your conscience on other people. And that's just crazy to me. I've had people bother me for years, like, why you so drunk? Why you always be wearing that? Why you always be doing this? If you don't stop asking me that every time I come into work, every time I go somewhere, leave me alone. Just let me be me. Just let me do me. I'm letting you do you. You want to look like you about to go to a gas station or something. You look like you want to, like you just about to crawl back in bed. You want to look like you just crawled out of a dumpster. Do what you do, but don't compare yourself to me. I'm Courtney. And Courtney's gonna Courtney. My mom had to learn. My aunts had to learn. They all had to learn. Past friends, all of them. You're not going to change me. It's not going to work. I'm not trying to change you. So why are you trying to change me? And for, you know, over the years, I was able to meet people along the way. I might not talk to them every day, but they accepted me for who I am. They didn't judge me by the clothes I wore. They didn't judge me by how I looked. They accepted me for me, the person that I am. And that's all I really want with people. And I feel like I can never ever get that because they're too busy on the physical appearance. But I'm like, it's other pretty girls and stuff like that. Why don't you don't give them the same energy? It's other girls that dress up and do this and do that. Why you don't give them the same energy? So it's kind of like, it's given like, sometimes I used to wonder like, what the freak is wrong with me? But then it's like, everybody ain't for everybody. And I'm not for everybody and everybody ain't for me. So anyway, just fast forward, I go into work one day. I get my scanner like I usually do. I think they started slowing down around this time, and they were kind of VTOing people a little bit. VTO is like voluntary time off. So you won't get, it won't affect your attendance or your credit or anything because you're volunteering for it and they're giving it to you so you can leave. You won't get paid for it, but you pretty much are off to the schedule for then. Like, you good to go home, do whatever you want, come back the next day. So, but I don't think they were VTOing this night, but I think I left early anyway because that place was so draining. Just being there all freaking night and just being with those weird people. I don't know nobody. I'm all the way out in PA. That's the first place that I've been at that I just felt like this it's not for me. It ain't for me. So, I went in, I get my scanner and stuff. I'm waiting in line because the computer system, I think, was acting stupid or something. Something was happening. And the managers, they've been there as long as I don't know what. You think they would know how to work their own computers and their own systems. No. So we're waiting there, waiting for him to fix the computers. Then we have to all line up because they finally start scanning us in. I think this is before I got a scanner, though. But anyway, it's important. So I guess it was like this group of women. I guess they came in from a different entrance of the building and they just walked up because there's so many secret compartments, there's so many secret passageways that you could walk in to get to like where the scanners and stuff are. And you know, she's behind me and I talked to this woman before. She's kind of been helpful as far as like my work. I think I asked her help as far as doing like sorting and stuff like that one time, and she seemed nice. She seemed helpful, like a little older woman. I wouldn't say too much older, probably like in her mid to late 40s. And she's with a group of people, whatever. And then all of a sudden she just started talking crap or whatever. And it's just like she only, I don't know. I think, to be honest, I think that she saw a girl that was dressed some type of way. Because don't get me wrong, some warehouse jobs, them girls just be wearing any type of thing. They give you these restrictions, but yet you're letting these girls wear crop tops. They got their shoulders out, their back out, their chest, everything all out. And that's your business. But if you're going to enforce the rule, make sure everybody is having that rule enforced on them. Like, hello? So maybe she saw somebody dressed inappropriately or whatever and it triggered her or whatever. But I just find it weird how she just ended up right behind me with a group of other people, with another person, and then she started talking all this mess. So all of a sudden I'm just minding my business, just waiting to be scanned, like do. So then all of a sudden I hear her say like, yeah, like, because why do people, like, that's just like, you don't need to be dressed like that. Like, why they be getting dressed up? Like, why do people do that? Just to get dressed up, just to come to work or whatever. Like, dress appropriately. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And I just was like, and I ignored her because, girl, you not about to make me feel bad because you want to wear whatever you want to dress plain. That's on you. And why are you so worried about what other people are freaking wearing? Who cares? You're not paying for it. It's not coming out of your pocket. It's not going on your body. You don't need to be worried about it. And I was just like, was she really trying to throw shade and be weird or whatever? Like, because she's not the first person to do that. Like, I've had people who are nice to me, but say it in my face. But it feels like, it's like you keep saying the same thing to me every time I come into work. Every time I pass you or see you, it's the same thing. Girl, I couldn't wear that. I couldn't wear my good stuff in there. Girl, you always be dressed up. Girl, I couldn't be dressed up coming here. I can't do it every day. I be wearing all my good stuff. That's you. I don't care. I didn't ask you. Why do people feel the need to tell people stuff when it's your opinion is not needed or wanted? I don't care. So in that moment, I was like, is she being shady or like doing weird stuff? So I was just like, that job was just so freaking draining, and it's just so many instances. I'm sorry. With just people being weird, and not even just the girls, the guys too. They were very rude. But I think that's in all warehouses. All guys, they don't have no manners in the warehouse at all. You might find a small percentage, but a lot of them have no manners at all. Like, they weren't helpful. They would just be, they wouldn't, you're doing your job. Y'all supposed to pull the pallets. Y'all supposed to do all the stuff and lift the pallets for us, lift totes and everything. They're not doing that. We're doing all of that. And I'm just thinking like, so what are you getting paid to do? You just standing around not doing anything, or y'all choose to help certain females that y'all flirting with and help do that, but you won't help people that are trying to do your work. That's your job. So I was just over it. After a while, just going back and forth, up and down, going 35 to 45 minutes all the way to PA from West Virginia. Then I going in there and dealing with all these weird looks, getting mean mugged, and I ain't even did nothing. But one thing I can say is, weird as they were and weird shit, excuse me, I gotta block that out. The weird stuff that they did, at least it was better than how it was at Macy's. And it definitely was better than how it was at Amazon too. So I'll say that. But it was just, I couldn't do that. That was just overwhelming. And I think it was slowly breaking me down because I was by myself. This is peak. This is just a temporary thing. It wasn't going to be permanent, of course. But I think it just started to overwhelm me. And like I said, my social battery, for me being up all night and being away from my husband and stuff like that, being away from home, I just wasn't used to that. So I was just like, yeah, it ain't for me. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to stop going. So I just stopped. I don't think they're going to care. I don't. They don't, honestly. They don't. They don't care about Tim's. But, and I didn't care either. But it was just overwhelming, and it just made me think like, dang, do I even want to do warehouse and stuff anymore? Like, it's just too much. You see the dudes being weird. Some dudes trying to flirt with you, and if you don't flirt back or you don't give them what they want, then they try to make your life miserable. You got weird females in their drama, weird looks all the time. Then they're working you to death, doing all that because, don't get it twisted. I had my little cute outfits on, but no matter what job I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, I'm always busting my tail. So, because mama ain't raising no bums. So cut all that out. But it was just a lot of it, just the work, just all of it, and moving me all over the place. It's everybody all bunched up and stuff together. That's another thing I forgot to mention. When you were in those cubicles, even when you picking like on a different area or department, everybody all bunched up together, like 4 to 5 people in this cubicle, like this little big kind of square, but it's not too big. So everybody just bumping up against each other. Everybody just, no excuse me, no sorry, no nothing. I'm just like, it was way too much. And I think I unlocked a different level of being, when it comes to being claustrophobic. Like I think that's why for a while I didn't want Jordan like holding on me and hugging on me and cuddling me, because it's just like it's too much. I feel like I lost so much space being crouched up and bunched up with everybody. It was just too much. I think that's what really like stressed me out. Like, at least the other places I had a little room to breathe. I didn't have any room to breathe there. And to be dealing with all that and that weird negative energy, and we got to be bunched up with each other too all night long, it just wasn't for me. And I will not be going back, whether it's permanent or temporary. It's just, it ain't for me. It's not. But the one thing I can say is that that just gave me all the reassurance I needed to let me know that just because people don't gravitate towards you or people don't want to be with you, people are going to be people at the end of the day. That's on you. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to stop being who I am If I'm being a good person, I'm being real, I'm being honest with you, I'm not being weird, I'm not being fake, I'm not talking about you, I'm not trying to do anything with your man or whatever, you should not be bothering me or doing anything, because like I said, it makes you look weird. It don't make me look weird because I'm in my own lane. I'm minding my business. I'm like, what are you doing? So it just made me realize, like, you know, it's the end of the year. Like, you always been struggling with this since you was younger. Why you you know, why girls making your life hard? Why is it hard to find female friends? Even when it comes to like social media, like, you'd be surprised, most of the guys that follow, people that follow me are guys, are men. And it's like, some of them are cool and genuine, I have like real friendships with them, but some of them are just being like thirsty or whatever. Like, even most of my subscribers, they're mostly guys. I don't have a lot of girls that follow me. I don't have a lot of girls that support or encourage, because I don't know, maybe I'm just not for everybody, and that's just what it is. So this year, I'm just planning on making it my mission to not let like that energy from weird females or weird males, just anybody in general, just get to me. And I don't care if you're family, I don't care if you, who you are, I'm not gonna let anybody disrupt my peace. I got enough things trying to disrupt my peace. I got enough. Okay. And one is the devil, and I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to stay clear from him as much as possible. I don't need anybody else trying to put their little 2 cents or add their little pieces in. I don't got time for it. So that was, it triggered a lot of, I wouldn't say PTSD. It definitely gave me, I definitely became extremely claustrophobic. I don't like being bunched up, or people, even now, Jordan will try to hover over me and hug me. We can hug and cuddle and stuff like that, but only to an extent. Like, I have to ease my way back into it again. Like, it's not the same no more. And as far as like making friends, like with other people or other females in particular, I feel like I'm open to it, but I'm not pressed off of it. Like, if it doesn't happen, it just won't happen. It is what it is. Like, I don't care. But I'm sorry it was a little bit long or whatever. I just tried to break it down as much as I could, because it was more so like I said, I didn't know these girls like that, but it would just be little instances from startup meetings, from being in the break room on lunch, like just little things, being at the time clock, just little things like that, it was just really annoying and a little bit mostly unnecessary. But at the same time, it just let me know, like I said, it gave me a sense of reassurance. You're not doing enough. You minding your business. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep shining. Keep being you. And for any girl out there that is struggling with making friends with other people, not just females, just people in general, or you're struggling to have people gravitate towards you, whatever that's meant for you will be for you. If it ain't meant for you, you can just count that as a blessing. Like, you're not meant to be in my life. You're not meant to be around me, because we cut from 2 different cloths. So, you know, I look at everything as a learning lesson, especially when it comes to meeting people or getting to know people. I'm not forcing any relationships anymore. I don't care if we're close or not. I don't care if we're family or not. I'm not forcing anything with you anymore. Whoever is meant to be in my life or meant to be with me, they'll be there. And I won't need to question it. You'll be there, no matter how far we go in life, no matter how, you know, how long we go without talking to each other. If it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. So, yep, so that's pretty much all for this little story time or whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, please. And thank you so much, because it really helps. Y'all have been like skyrocketing my subscribers, and I appreciate the love and support so much. Like, y'all are just strangers. Y'all don't even owe me that. And the fact that y'all are doing that, I passed my goal for last year and this year with the subscribers. So I just appreciate it so much. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.